Hello and welcome to the Headsec channel. Today I'm going to walk through the Hydra room as I continue down the Tryhackme CompTIA Pentest Plus path. I'm currently in the tools and code analysis section of that path. And Hydra seems like it's a bit shorter of a room than the other rooms that I've done recently. If we go ahead and look, there's only 2 tasks. However, this tool is going to require some hands-on, which we will get into. There is an official walkthrough for Hydra done in the past by Darkstar. Looks like this video was done in 2020. I've probably watched this video at some point in the past since I did complete this room. I've gone ahead and already reset the progress so that I could get into this and walk through this room for you. With that being said, let's jump into task number 1. Also, before I start, I've started to put navigation timestamps in the description of the video so that you can quickly navigate to the points of the video where I answer the questions. So make sure to check that out. And if you do like the video or the content, like and subscribe. Let's go ahead and get started with our first task. Hydra introduction. What is Hydra? Hydra is a brute force online password cracking program, a quick system login password hacking tool. And I want to emphasize this because it's probably going to be important for the CompTIA Pentest Plus certification exam to know what Hydra is, how it's used. We'll get more into the how it's used in the next task, but this is going to drill into why you would use Hydra, and that is something we might see on the exam. Hydra can run through a list and brute force some authentication services. Imagine trying to manually guess someone's password on a particular service, SSH, web application form, FTP, or SNMP. We can use Hydra to run through a password list and speed up this process for us determining the correct password. According to its official repository, Hydra supports, i.e. has the ability to brute force the following protocols. And then we have this extensive list of protocols, which includes Cisco products. I'm not going to read through all of this, but we got Cisco products, Oracle products, HTTP and HTTPS methods, VMware, etc. For more information on the options of each protocol in Hydra, you could check the Kali Hydra tool page. This shows the importance of using a strong password. If your password is common, doesn't contain special characters, and is not above 8 characters, it will be prone to be guessed. A 100 million password list contains common passwords, so when an out-of-the-box application uses an easy password to log in, change it from the default. CCTV cameras and web frameworks often use admin and password as the default login credentials, which is obviously not strong enough. Installing Hydra. Hydra is already installed on the attack box. You can access it by clicking on the Start Attack Box button. If you prefer to use the in-browser Kali machine, Hydra has come pre-installed, as is the case with all Kali distributions. You can access this by selecting the Kali Linux and clicking on the Start Kali Linux button. However, you can check its official repository if you prefer to use another Linux distribution. For instance, you can install Hydra on an Ubuntu or Fedora system by executing apt install Hydra, which would be for Ubuntu, or DNF install Hydra, which would be for Fedora distributions. Furthermore, you can download it from the official THC Hydra repository. Answer the question below. And this is just going to be a read check, so we're going to go ahead and click it. And I just want to note that as I answer these questions, again, it'll be in the description of the video so you can easily navigate to where I answer these questions. Let's move on to task 2. Using Hydra. Start the attack box by pressing Start Attack Box button at the top of this page. The attack box machine will start in split screen view. If it is not visible, use the blue Show Split Screen View button at the top of the page. Press the green Start Machine button to deploy the machine attached to this task, then navigate to the machine IP on the attack box. This machine can take up to 3 minutes to boot. Okay, so in task 1, we learned that we've got a choice between the Kali machine and the attack box, the recommended one. I'm going to go ahead and start that, the recommended machine. And then we're going to start the target machine. Essentially how this is going to work in task 2 here is we're going to use our attack box to target this machine. We'll get an IP for this shortly. And this should populate into some of the relevant portions of the task where it says machine IP. I think it'll auto-populate in there. Anyway, moving on, let's get through Hydra commands. I'm going to explain these Hydra commands as we move through this task. It will go more into detail into this, so bear with me here. The options we pass into Hydra depend on which service or protocol we're attacking. For example, if we wanted to brute force FTP with the username being user and a password list being passlist.txt, we'd use the following command: Hydra, tac small l, user, tac capital P, passlist.txt, and then FTP followed by that machine IP. For the deploy machine, here are the commands to use Hydra on SSH and a web form post method. As you can see with FTP here, it populated the IP of the attack box, or the target machine rather. Our attack box still isn't up yet. For SSH and web form post method, we'd use Hydra, tac small l, username, tac capital P, full path to the password list, the IP address, tac small t for an SSH. Here's what these options mean. The tac small l specifies the SSH username for login. The tac capital P indicates a list of passwords, and the tac small t sets the number of threads to spawn. For example, Hydra tac l root tac p passwords.txt with the IP address tac t for SSH will run the following arguments. Hydra is going to use root for the username for SSH. It will try the passwords in the password.txt file. And there will be 4 threads in parallel as indicated by this tact4. Post web form. We can use Hydra to brute force web forms too. You must know which type of request it is making. Either the get or post methods are commonly used. You can use your browser's network tab in developer tools to see the request type or view the source code. Sudo Hydra username or list, IP address, HTTP post form, then it's got quotes, this path, login credentials, and invalid response. Let's walk through what that means. So for the options, we have tac small l is the username for the web form login. The tac capital P is the password list to use. HTTP post form is the type of form in the post. The path is going to be the login URL, for example, login.php. Login credentials, the username and password used to log in, for example, username equals *user *ampersand password equals *pass and we're going to go into more detail on this. So it doesn't make sense now. It might make sense later when we actually put this into when we actually apply this. Invalid response, part of the response when the login fails, and then tac capital V, a verbose output for every attempt. Below is a more concrete example Hydra command to brute force a post login form. Hydra, tac small l, the username, tac capital P, the word list we're going to use, then that IP address, the HTTP post form, and then in quotes we've got what we went through up here. With the exception, now they've added this f equals incorrect and the tac B for verbose. And we're going to get into this too. So here's what we have going on here. The login page is using the / the main IP address right here. So that would go there, the username in the form field. So it's going to be username equals, and here's where we're going to want to put the actual username. The password in the form field, or the password is entered. So that would be here. And then finally, f equals incorrect is a string that appears in the server reply when the login fails. something we're going to need to capture from the login form, the server request, what it gives us. You should now have enough information to put this into practice and brute force your credentials to the deployed machine. All right, so answer the questions below. Use Hydra to brute force Molly's web password. Let's first go grab the IP address from the target machine. We're going to grab this. Might need to reference this. We're definitely going to use this command here, but let's throw in the IP address here. Copy it. So I copied it, just use Control V to throw it in here, Control C to grab it again in the attack box. We're going to open up Firefox. And again, we're navigating to the target machine. So once Firefox loads, I'll throw in that IP. Control V. Control V, and then hit enter. And we've got our login form. So this said above here that we could use the developer tools. Let's inspect. And we're going to make this full screen. And it said to go to network. Let's go ahead and capture. Okay, clicked on it. And then we're going to put in username. I'm just going to do Robert. And then the password will be Headsec. So we should know when those go through. We should be able to look at it. So let's log in. And I need all. So this defaulted to CSS. Just navigate over to all, and we should be able to see right up here. We can see the login. And we want to go to the request. And here we can see the username request and the password request. Shows us basically this, essentially this right here. And then we get the server response, your username or password is incorrect. So now let's open up, I'm going to minimize this for a second, open up terminal. Let's bring our browser back up, and we can split this up a little bit here. So let's grab this command, throw it on our clipboard, and let's try this. Grab it. And to throw it into your Linux terminal, Control-Shift-V. So we have our username. And we know the username is Molly, because that's what it says here. So throw in Molly, tech P, word list. So this is going to be use rockyou on this box. And I only know that from doing it before. So I think it's here, user, share. I want to go to our word list. See it. Oh yeah, there it is. Rockyou. Okay. Wasn't sure if it was installed or not. We've got our IP address, HTTP, host form. And then we need, this is going to be /login. We'll get username. So username should be, I think we can leave that. Username pass equals incorrect. So this portion of F incorrect, we want to replace that. And here we want to use your username password is incorrect. Let's copy that. And Control-Shift-V to throw that in. And then keep it verbose. I suppose we could do that. Let's go ahead and enter and just see what happens. So that's going to run. All right, so let's just walk through this command really quick. We've got Hydra, tac, small l, the username Molly, tac, capital P, which then tells it to look through this password list, this path to rockyou.txt. Then we've got our IP address, the HTTP method, and here in the quotes is where the magic is sort of happening. We've got the login form for the IP address, the /login, and then this caret user, it's going to put Molly into there. Then we've got the caret pass, and it's going to enumerate through this password list and keep trying. And that's why it's important that we have the F equals your username or password is incorrect, because Hydra is taking that incorrect statement from the server, the response, and it's just going to keep trying passwords and saying, okay, we know what the server is going to say, but what's it say when it's a good password? And that's what it's looking for. And there it is. It looks like it found our Molly. Password is sunshine. So we can go ahead and use that to log in. I don't think I need this anymore. Molly, sunshine. And we've got our flag. Grab that, Control C, throw that in the clipboard. And we have answered that one. Okay, now we need to use Hydra to brute force Molly's SSH password. What is the flag? So for SSH, let me go ahead and, well, let's keep the clipboard open. There's an example up here. Let's grab this. Copy that. Throw it in here with Control V. Copy it again with Control C, make it small. Oh, it ran it. So I use Control Shift V to throw it in. I don't want it to run it. Let's just use the up arrow now to go back. Hydra Tech L. We know the username is Molly. Let's put it in here. Okay, and then we want the same password list we're using. So that was user share. Oh, wordless. And rockyou.txt. It's got the IP for us. TAC-T for SSH. That should be right. That's what we have in our example to use. So let's go ahead and just hit enter. And if it's not right, it'll probably tell us. Attacking SSH. So it might just take a moment. Okay, and we've got our password. So login Molly. All right, perfect. Brute force Molly's SSH password. What is the flag for 2? So now do we just log in with SSH? SSH 10 dot. We need to do Molly at 10.64. 28.210. Back. I think it's we're just gonna run this and I'll type in the password. Yes. Butterfly. Okay. LS. And we've got flag 2. Who am I? All right, let's cat flag2.txt. And we've got our final flag to solve this room. Copy it. Get it in the clipboard, Control C. Check it. And we've completed the Hydra room. So if you liked this video, please remember to like, subscribe if you'd like to see more. I'm going to continue through the Pentest Plus path all through this month and I'm sure early into 2026. Continue. Next up is going to be Python basics. I hope you liked the video. Thank you. Have a great day.